My name is Ethan, and for 8 years, I believed I had the best wife a man could ever ask for, Lena. She was smart, beautiful, elegant, and she knew exactly how to win people over with her soft words and even softer smile. She used to say I was the love of her life, and for a long time, I believed her. But the night all of this started, something felt different. Something felt off. It was a simple Thursday evening, the kind where nothing special happens. I came back from work, exhausted, my shoulders stiff from staring at spreadsheets all day. When I stepped inside, the house was unusually quiet. Normally, Lena would be in the kitchen humming, or working on her laptop, or calling her sister to gossip about everything under the sun. But that day, silence. Lena? I called. Her voice came from upstairs, soft and strangely breathless. Yeah, I'm coming. A moment later, she rushed down the stairs, smoothing her hair like she was trying to hide something. She gave me a quick peck on the cheek and forced a smile. You're home early. Early? It was nearly 8 p.m. I raised an eyebrow. Not really. Is everything okay? She laughed too quickly. Yeah, totally. Just tired. I didn't push. Maybe she had a headache. Maybe she'd had a bad day. I didn't want to jump to conclusions. I loved her, blindly, stupidly, completely. But that night, when she suddenly insisted on taking a long shower right after we sat down for dinner, I felt the first, not suspicion, but fear. The kind of fear that whispers that something isn't right, but you try to shut your ears to it. I wanted to trust her. God knows I did. While she showered, her phone buzzed on the table. Normally, I would never touch it. We respected each other's privacy. But this time, something inside me hesitated. The name on the screen flashed. Mark. Did you tell him? My heart fell into my stomach. Mark. Her gym friend. Her running partner. The guy she swore was just someone who likes the same music. I stared at the message until the screen turned dark again. Did she tell me what? I didn't open her phone. I didn't unlock it. I didn't cross that line. But the message alone was enough to destroy my peace. When Lena came out of the shower, smelling like strawberry shampoo and acting like everything was fine, I couldn't take my eyes off her. She sat across from me, eating slowly, humming under her breath, completely unaware that my world was crumbling in silence. Everything okay? She asked, noticing my distant stare. Yeah, I lied. Just tired. But the truth was, I couldn't sleep that night. I kept turning over, wondering what truth she was hiding. What she didn't tell me. What Mark meant. The next morning, I woke up to her tiptoeing around the bedroom, fully dressed, makeup done, hair curled, perfume on. Where are you going? I asked, still groggy. Oh, brunch with Mia, she said quickly. She's having a meltdown about her boyfriend again. At 7 a.m.? Lena had never used perfume that early in the morning, not even on special occasions. Still, I nodded. Okay. Want me to drop you off? She flinched. Actually flinched. No. No, I'm good. I already booked a rideshare. She grabbed her bag, kissed my forehead, and rushed out. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the door long after she left. Something was wrong. Deeply wrong. And for the first time in 8 years, I felt unwanted. That day at work, I couldn't focus. I kept replaying her strange behavior, her nervousness, the early morning makeup, her phone lighting up with messages from someone she claimed was nothing. Finally, during lunch, I made a decision that I never imagined I'd even consider. I called her best friend, Mia. Hey, Mia, I said, trying to sound casual. Just checking, are you and Lena together today? There was a long pause. No. I haven't seen her for over a week. Why? My blood turned cold. I covered my reaction with a quick excuse and hung up. So Lena lied. About brunch. About being with Mia. About something she didn't tell me. I wasn't proud of what I did next. But at that point, I wasn't thinking clearly. I was terrified. Terrified of the truth. Terrified of losing her. Terrified of being replaced. I opened my phone and checked her location. The one she had voluntarily shared with me years ago for safety. When the map loaded, my heart nearly stopped. She wasn't at any cafe. She wasn't with any friend. She wasn't at the gym. She was at a hotel. A 4-star business hotel downtown. I felt my chest tighten until it physically hurt. My breathing became shallow. My hands trembled. I stared at that blinking dot on the map for several minutes, unable to move, unable to think. A hotel. She lied about where she was. She lied about who she was with. And she was at a hotel. The kind of place couples go when they want to hide. For an hour, I sat in my car outside my office, gripping the steering wheel as if it could keep me from falling apart. I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry. I wanted to storm into that hotel and demand answers. But something stopped me. A strange, ice-cold clarity. If she was lying, if she was cheating, I needed proof. Real proof. Because if I confronted her without it, she would twist the story, cry, blame stress, accuse me of being controlling. And maybe, just maybe, I would believe her. I loved her too much not to. So instead of driving to the hotel, I waited. I waited for her to come home. I waited to see what she would say. I waited to see if she would look me in the eyes and betray me again. When she came home that evening, wearing the same smile she always did, carrying a shopping bag and smelling like a perfume I'd never smelled on her before, I felt something inside me break. "Brunch was great," she said casually. "Mia's doing better now." She lied. Straight to my face. Without blinking. Without guilt. I looked at her, my voice flat. "Really? You two had a long day, huh?" "Yeah." She nodded. "Super long." My fists clenched. Because while she lied effortlessly, I already knew the truth. And the worst part? She had no idea what I was about to do next. I stared at her, my heart pounding, and said the words that changed everything. "Lena, we need to talk." Her smile froze. And that's when she whispered the sentence that confirmed my worst fears. But before she could finish, something happened that neither of us expected. And that's where everything started to unravel. Because what I found next left her completely speechless. Lena opened her mouth to confess something. But before she could say another word, her phone lit up with a message that made my blood run cold. And this time, I saw everything. Lena froze the moment her phone lit up. I didn't even touch it. Didn't need to. The screen flashed bright enough for both of us to see the message preview. And the name. Mark. Again. But this time, it wasn't a vague, "Did you tell him?" It was far worse. It read, "Room 407 was amazing. I can't stop thinking about you." My heart slammed against my ribs. Lena's entire face drained of color, like someone had pulled the life straight out of her. Her mouth twisted into a panicked half smile, half frown, like she couldn't decide whether to lie or faint. I didn't shout. I didn't explode. My voice came out calm, too calm. "Room 407, huh?" She swallowed hard. "Ethan, I can explain." I shook my head. "No, not yet. Sit." She hesitated, then slowly sat on the couch, clutching a pillow like it could protect her from her own truth. My hands trembled as I took a seat opposite her. I stared straight into her eyes. "I checked your location," I said quietly. "You weren't with Mia." She looked down. Silent. "I know you were at a hotel." Still silent. I leaned forward, my jaw tight. "So tell me, how long has this been going on?" That's when the first tear slipped from her eye. But tears didn't move me. Not anymore. I had loved her for 8 years with every piece of me. And right now, I felt like the biggest fool alive. "It's not what you think," she whispered. "Then say what it is." She opened her mouth, closed it again, wiped her tears, and tried to speak. Her voice shook. "Ethan, I made a mistake." I laughed, cold, bitter, humorless. "A mistake?" "Lena, forgetting to buy milk is a mistake. Booking a hotel room with another man isn't." She flinched at my words. Good. Because she needed to feel something, even 1% of what I had been feeling for the past 24 hours. I leaned back, breathing slowly. "Tell me the truth. How long?" She squeezed her eyes shut. "It's not an affair." "Oh, so what is it?" I snapped, finally letting my anger spill over. "A book club meeting? A prayer circle? You need a hotel room for a friendly chat?" She covered her face. "Please don't talk like that." "Then don't insult me." Silence filled the room like smoke, thick, suffocating. Finally, she whispered, "It happened. Only twice." Twice. My blood ran hot. But I forced myself to stay seated. "When? And why?" She shook her head, sobbing. "I wasn't myself. We were arguing a lot. I felt lonely." And Mark. He listened. I closed my eyes in disbelief. "We argued twice in 8 years, Lena. Twice. He paid attention," she cried. "He complimented me. He made me feel special." I felt something inside me snap, quietly, painfully. So being my wife wasn't enough. Having a husband who loved you wasn't enough. She choked on her tears. "I didn't want to fall for him." I stood abruptly. "So you did fall for him." She froze, realizing her slip. "Ethan, please sit. Please just hear me out." I walked to the window because the walls of our living room felt too tight, too small to contain the truth she had just dropped. I pressed my palms against the glass, breathing hard, watching my own reflection blur. "Tell me everything," I said without turning. "I want the entire truth." Behind me, I heard her sniff, wipe her face, gather what little courage she had left. "It started 4 months ago," she whispered. "We met at the gym. We started messaging, and it just got out of control. 4 months. 4 months of lies. 4 months of kissing me after seeing him. 4 months of pretending our marriage was fine." I turned slowly. "You looked me in the eyes every single day and lied." "I know," she whispered, "and I hate myself for it." "Do you?" I asked coldly. "Because it seemed pretty easy for you to keep doing it." She shook her head. "No. I broke it off last week. I told him it was wrong. I told him I loved YOU. That's why he texted. That's why he said the hotel was amazing. He's trying to get me back." I stared at her. For a moment, just a moment, I saw the woman I married. The one who used to laugh with me for no reason. The one who once cried when I surprised her with a handwritten note on our anniversary. The one who held my hand at my mother's funeral. But reality was cruel, because even if she ended it, the betrayal had already happened, and I had seen everything. She looked up at me with red, broken eyes. "Ethan, please. I'll do anything. I'll go to therapy. I'll delete social media. I'll quit the gym. I'll block him right now. You should have done all that before sleeping with him." That one sentence shattered her completely. Her shoulders collapsed. She sobbed into her hands. The sound tore through the room, but it didn't reach me. I felt numb, hollow. Finally, I sat down again, slowly, deliberately, and looked at her. "I'm going to ask you one more question, and I want the truth." She nodded, barely breathing. "When you were with him, did you ever think about me?" She didn't answer right away, and that silence, that hesitation, told me everything. I stood up again. "I need air." "No, please, don't leave," she begged, standing too, grabbing my arm. "Ethan, I love you. I swear I love you. Let go." She didn't. I jerked my arm free. "Lena," I said, LETGO. She stepped back, trembling. I walked to the door, ready to leave the house, ready to breathe, ready to think without drowning in this nightmare. But then, her phone buzzed again. Another message. Same man. This time it read, "I miss your body already. Same time tomorrow." Tomorrow. Meaning she had another meeting planned. Meaning it wasn't accidental, emotional, or a moment of weakness. I turned around slowly, my jaw tightening so hard it hurt. Lena grabbed the phone and tried to hide the screen, but she was too slow. My voice didn't even sound like mine anymore. "Tomorrow? You had a plan for tomorrow." "No," she cried. "No, he sent that on his own." I wasn't going. I laughed bitterly. "Of course. Because men usually book hotel rooms for two people without being invited, right?" She collapsed onto the couch, sobbing uncontrollably. But I didn't move, didn't speak, didn't comfort her. Because in that moment, everything became painfully, brutally clear. She didn't just make a mistake. She had made a choice. And now, so would I. I took a deep breath, stepped toward her, and said the coldest sentence I had ever spoken in my life. "Lena, I'm done being your fool." She looked up sharply, eyes wide with terror. What do you mean?" she whispered. But I didn't answer, because what I did next wasn't what she expected, not even close. I reached for my phone, not to call her, not to confront Mark, but to contact someone she never thought I would involve. I didn't look at Lena as I reached for my phone. My hands were steady, too steady for the chaos boiling inside me. She watched me with wide, terrified eyes, like she already knew whatever I was about to do would change everything. "Ethan," she whispered, her voice cracking. "Who are you calling?" I didn't answer. My thumb hovered over the contact list until I found the name I never imagined I'd ever need in this context. Detective Aaron Holt, my older brother's best friend. A man who had seen every kind of betrayal imaginable, from domestic disputes to full-blown criminal cases. A man who had told me once, half jokingly, "If you ever think someone's playing you, call me before you confront them." That sentence never meant much until now. I tapped his name. Lena lunged forward. "No, Ethan, please. Don't involve other people. This is private. This is between us." I stepped away from her. "Us?" I asked quietly. "You lost the right to call it us. the moment you walked into that hotel room. She choked on her tears. I swear I ended it. Those texts, he sent them because he's desperate. I didn't reply. I stared at her. But you deleted your text, didn't you? The sharp flicker in her eyes was all the confirmation I needed. Before she could say another word, the line clicked. Ethan? Aaron's deep voice filled my ear. Everything okay? I swallowed. I need your help. There was a long pause. His voice changed instantly, calmer, firmer. Talk. I walked into the hallway, away from Lena's sobs. It's about my wife. Another pause. Then, quietly, tell me. It only took me 5 minutes to explain everything. The message previews, the hotel location, her lies, her tears, her sudden confession. When I finished, there was silence. Then he said the sentence I didn't expect. Ethan, don't trust anything she says right now. Not a single word. I leaned against the wall, my chest rising and falling heavily. I know. You need proof. Real proof. If she's cheating and this turns ugly, emotionally, legally, financially, you need everything documented. My heart sank. I don't want a divorce. Maybe you don't, he said gently. But she's already acted like she does. Those words felt like a punch. I closed my eyes. What do? I whispered. He exhaled. Screenshots of messages aren't enough. You need more. Hotel records, camera footage, access logs. If she's been there multiple times, there will be timestamps and entry logs. My stomach twisted. And if you want, he added, I can look into the guy she's meeting. Full background check. I felt a cold chill run down my spine. A background check? On the man who slept with my wife? Yes, I said quietly. Do it. Send me his full name. When I returned to the living room, Lena stood in the doorway, her hands shaking, her cheeks red and wet. Who are you talking to? She whispered, though she already knew. I didn't sugarcoat it. Aaron. Her lips parted in horror. A detective? Ethan, no please. You're making this worse. I stared at her. Worse than cheating? She closed her eyes and cried harder. I didn't feel anything. Not sympathy. Not anger. Just a numb, icy calm. She stepped closer. Please don't investigate me. I promise you, there's nothing else to find. I tilted my head slightly. The choice of words was interesting. Nothing else? I repeated softly. She froze, regretting her phrasing, realizing she'd revealed more than she meant to. Ethan, I just mean nothing that would hurt you. Please, we can fix this. We can work through it. Couples do. I almost laughed. Instead, I walked past her and went to my office. She followed me like a shadow. Where are you going? What are you doing? Sending Aaron the man's name. She panicked. No, Ethan, please. Don't drag him into this. I turned sharply. So you're protecting him now? Her face drained. No, that's not. I stepped closer, lowering my voice. Then give me his full name. She froze again. Every second she hesitated was another confirmation. Lena, I said coldly. What's his full name? After several agonizing moments, she whispered, Mark Reynolds. I typed it out and sent it. She reached for my arm. Ethan, please don't do this. You'll make it worse. You'll make him angry. My eyebrows shot up. Why would he be angry? She clamped her mouth shut. Too late. Angry? Why would a random gym guy care if I investigated him? Unless he had something to hide. I stepped back. Lena, what aren't you telling me? I can't, she whispered, shaking badly. Yes, you can. No, I can't, she cried. If you dig into him, things could get dangerous. Dangerous. That word hit me like ice water. What? I asked slowly. Dangerous how? She backed up, gripping her stomach as if she was about to throw up. Lena, I took a step forward. Has this man threatened you? She shook her head violently. No, he hasn't threatened me. He's just intense. Intense, I repeated. She nodded rapidly. You don't understand. If he finds out I told you his name, if he thinks I exposed him, he might come after you. My jaw tightened. Me? She hesitated. Her eyes flickered with something, fear, guilt, or maybe both. No, she whispered. No, not you. He'd come after me. I stared at her in disbelief. So let me get this straight. You cheated on me with a man who can come after you if you upset him? He's not like that, she whispered quickly. He gets angry fast. He doesn't like people knowing his personal business. Why? I demanded. She froze again. I stepped closer, my voice low and sharp. Lena. What does he do? Who is he? She whispered so quietly, I almost didn't hear it. He's married. My blood went cold. Married. She didn't just destroy our marriage. She helped destroy someone else's. I felt sick. And his wife, does she know? Lena shook her head. No. And Mark said if either of our spouses found out, he'd lose everything. My mouth fell open slightly. So he threatened you? No. No, he didn't threaten me. He just said I shouldn't tell anyone, that it would ruin his life. I stared at her. Did he ever say anything about ruining yours? She broke. She collapsed to the floor, sobbing uncontrollably. Yes, she choked. Yes, he said he would tell you everything, twist it, make me look insane. He said you'd leave me. And I was scared. I was stupid. I was weak. I sank into the chair, stunned. So it wasn't just cheating. It was manipulation, control, fear. But I didn't know if that made it better or worse. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed. A text from Aaron. Got his records. Ethan, you need to see this. Call me. Now. I stared at the message, my heart racing. Whatever Aaron found, it wasn't normal. It wasn't small. It wasn't harmless. I slowly looked at Lena. She saw my expression, and the color drained from her face instantly. Ethan, she whispered, trembling. What did he find? I didn't answer, because when I opened the attachment Aaron sent, I felt the ground disappear beneath me. The moment I saw the first line of Mark's background report, I realized Lena hadn't just lied to me. She had dragged me into something far darker than an affair. My hands trembled as I opened the PDF Aaron sent. I expected something simple, maybe a minor criminal record, unpaid fines, a messy divorce. But the moment the file loaded, the headline punched the air out of my lungs. Mark Reynolds, active investigation, fraud, extortion, and coercion. I blinked hard. Once. Twice. Extortion? Coercion? What the hell had Lena gotten herself involved in? My pulse thundered as I scrolled. He wasn't just some gym guy flirting too much. He wasn't just some married man having an affair. He was someone law enforcement already had eyes on. Someone dangerous. And then I saw the next line. Suspected of targeting vulnerable women, particularly those in troubled marriages. My stomach twisted. Targeting women? My voice came out barely audible. Lena looked up from the floor, tears streaking her face, fear in her eyes. What? What does it say? She whispered. I didn't answer her. Not yet. I kept reading. Pattern. Builds emotional dependency, encourages secrecy, threatens exposure, uses leverage to obtain money/favors. I looked up sharply. Money? Lena. My voice was suddenly cold. Did he ever ask you for money? She shook her head quickly. No, never. Ethan, no, he didn't. I narrowed my eyes. Her hesitation. The tremor in her voice. The way she avoided my gaze. She was lying. Lena. She flinched hard. Did he ask you for money? Her voice cracked. Not directly. I felt the anger rising like fire in my chest. What does not directly mean? She wrapped her arms around herself, shaking. He said he was having financial issues, that his wife controlled all the accounts. He hinted that he needed help. And you helped him? She covered her mouth, sobbing silently. How much? I demanded. She didn't answer. I stepped forward. How much, Lena? Her knees buckled, and she sank back onto the carpet. 2,000, she whispered. I felt my entire body go still. 2,000, I repeated slowly. You gave a stranger, your affair partner, $2,000 of your money? I thought I was helping him, she cried. He said he'd pay it back. He said he was trapped in a controlling marriage and needed to get out. I stared at her in disbelief. You paid your lover to get out of his marriage while staying in ours? She burst into another wave of sobs. I turned away before I said something I couldn't take back. My hands were shaking too badly to hold the phone steadily. Then another message came from Aaron. Call me ASAP. He's connected to a bigger case. A bigger case. I hit the call button instantly. He answered on the first ring. Ethan. Tell me you're not alone with her. My breath caught. What? Why? It's not her, he said quickly. It's him. Do you know if he knows you found out? No, I said. Why? Because Mark has a history of retaliating when the women he manipulates pull away. He tracks them. Shows up at their work, home gym. He's unstable. My heart dropped. My eyes snapped to the front window. The street outside looked normal, quiet, still. Ethan, Aaron said sharply, lock all your doors. Right now. I didn't hesitate. I walked through the house, twisting every lock, checking every window. Lena followed me, crying and asking what was going on, but I didn't respond. When everything was locked, I returned to the living room. Ethan, Aaron continued, I need you to listen carefully. We've been tracking him for months. He's been manipulating women, getting money, playing the victim. And when one of them cuts him off, he lashes out. My mouth went dry. Lena told him last week that it was over, I said quietly. She said he didn't take it well. Aaron swore under his breath. He won't let go easily. And he definitely won't like that you're in the picture now. I felt the weight of his words settle heavily in my chest. Ethan, he said firmly, he has a temper and a record. Don't confront him. Don't reach out. Don't text or call him. Let me handle it. I nodded, even though he couldn't see me. I'll send someone to check the house tonight, he added. In the meantime, keep your wife inside. Don't let her go anywhere. I almost said she's not my wife right now, but I bit my tongue. Because hurt or not, angry or not, betrayed or not, she was in danger. When I hung up, Lena stared at me with trembling lips. What did he say? She whispered. I sat down slowly, staring at her. This woman who'd lied to me, betrayed me, wiped her tears on my shoulder for years, and now stood shaking in front of me like a frightened child. He said, I replied slowly, that you didn't just cheat on me. She swallowed hard, tears spilling again. You got involved with a predator. Her breath hitched sharply. Ethan, I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. I believed her, for the first time all day. I actually believed her, because no one is stupid enough to knowingly get entangled with a criminal who extorts people. She covered her mouth, sobbing. What have I done? Oh God. What did I do? I didn't comfort her. I didn't kneel beside her or hold her or stroke her hair. I simply watched her break, because she had broken me too. We're calling his wife, I said flatly. Her head snapped up. No. Ethan, no. Please, you can't. He said he would. He said a lot of things. I cut in sharply. Most of them lies. She shook her head violently. If we tell her, he'll know it came from me. He'll come here. He's coming regardless, I said quietly. If he thinks you're slipping away, he'll show up. Better to expose him first. No, she sobbed. Please, Ethan. I'm scared. I stared at her. Truly stared. This woman, who shattered my trust, was now looking to me to save her. And the truth was, I would. Because no matter how much she hurt me, no one threatens my family. I picked up my phone again. Lena crawled toward me, grabbing my hand desperately. Ethan, please, just listen. If you call her, if you expose him, he will come after us. I tightened my grip on the phone. Good. She froze. Because if he comes near my house, near my wife, I looked her straight in the eyes, voice cold as steel. Then he'll learn what real consequences feel like. Just then, a loud, hard bang sounded on the front door. Both of us jerked in shock. Lena's face went white. Ethan, is that? Another bang. This one louder. I grabbed her arm and pulled her behind me. The third bang shook the doorframe. My heart pounded. Was it him? Was he already here? I stepped closer to the entryway, muscles tense, every instinct on fire. In a deep, familiar voice shouted, Ethan. It's Aaron. Open the door, N-O-W. But the way he yelled it, the urgency, the fear in his tone, sent an icy chill down my spine. Because if Aaron came himself instead of sending someone, it meant something was already very, very wrong. I don't think I'll ever forget the way Lena's face drained of all color when the good detective pushed open that door and found her perched on the edge of Victor's sofa like a crow on a fence waiting for something to die. For a full second, none of us moved. Lena's eyes darted from Victor to the detective, to me, as if she was computing every possible escape route at once. Victor stood frozen, one hand still tucked suspiciously behind his back, probably where he'd just stashed his phone or some incriminating document. The detective broke the silence first. MRS. Cole. Interesting place to be, given your sworn statement 2 nights ago. Lena swallowed so hard I saw her throat tremble. I can explain, she stuttered, but her voice cracked like a windshield hit by a stray stone. Victor straightened his jacket, pretending unfazed. Detective, I don't appreciate unannounced visits. You can't just. Actually, the detective cut him off, holding up the folder he carried. I can. especially when a signature file tied to your company just happened to be forwarded from your personal account to a competitor. Minutes after Mrs. Cole entered this building, my stomach twisted. So it was true. She'd actually helped leak the design. Lena winced, but she said nothing. Victor tried to maintain his calm facade. Anyone could have accessed my email. The detective smirked. Well, fortunately, tech forensics doesn't agree with you. The login originated from your office Wi-Fi, and based on timestamps Mrs. Cole logged in using your guest access minutes before the file was sent. Lena finally cracked. I didn't send IT. Victor asked me to just check something. I didn't know. I thought. He told me. Oh, please, Victor scoffed. Don't turn into the wounded saint now. The detective turned to her. So you admit you accessed the account? Lena's lips trembled as she nodded. That was it. That was the moment every last lingering hope inside me collapsed. I stepped forward. Lena, just answer me one question. She turned toward me slowly, trembling like a leaf in a storm. Why? I whispered. My voice came out rough, scraped from the inside. She closed her eyes. Tears clung to her lashes, but didn't fall, as if even gravity didn't want to deal with her anymore. I didn't mean for any of this to happen, she whispered. That's not an answer, I said. Her shoulders sagged. I thought Victor cared about me. I thought he believed in me. He made me feel like I mattered, Ethan. Like I wasn't just invisible. Something inside me went cold. That's your excuse for lying to me? For sneaking around? For selling my trust like it meant nothing? I wasn't trying to hurt you. I swear. She reached for me instinctively, but I stepped back, and the pain on her face cut deeper than any knife Victor could have pulled. Victor spoke again, smugly. She's exaggerating. We had a mutually beneficial arrangement. Lena flinched. Stop. Just stop, she begged, glaring at him. The detective looked between them, disgusted. Immerse. Cole, you're coming with me for questioning. You're not under arrest, yet, but you are a key part of this investigation. Lena covered her mouth with her hand. Please, Ethan, don't let them take me. For a moment, one tiny, pathetic moment, I hesitated. Because no matter the betrayal, no matter the lies, she had once been the woman I'd planned a whole life with. But I didn't step in. Not this time. The detective gestured for her to follow. She walked past me, head down, eyes red, tears finally falling like they'd been waiting for permission. As she crossed the doorway, she whispered, I'm sorry, but the words no longer reached me. Hours later, I sat alone at home on the couch we'd picked out together. The one she used to curl up on during movie nights. The one that still smelled faintly like her vanilla and rose perfume. The detective had left with more files and a promise to keep me updated. Victor was likely lawyering up. And Lena. She was somewhere being questioned about a crime she never thought would blow up in her face. I stared at the blank TV screen, feeling the silence choke me. I confronted many kinds of pain in life. Loss, disappointment, failure. But betrayal from the person I trusted most. It hits differently. Leaves a mark in places you didn't know were soft. My phone buzzed. It was a message from an unknown number. You did the right thing. No name. Just that. But I recognized the number. The detective. I turned the phone off without replying. The next morning, Lena showed up at the house. I heard the knock and didn't move at first. Then she called out in a voice so broken it almost sounded like someone else. Ethan, please talk to me. I opened the door, but didn't step aside to let her in. Her eyes were swollen. Her hair was messy. She looked like she hadn't slept. Can we talk? She asked. We're talking, I said. She exhaled shackily. They let me go home. But I'm not allowed to leave the city. Victor is denying everything. He's saying I acted alone. I remained silent. And Ethan. I know you don't believe me, but I didn't send that file. I accessed his email, yes. But he must have used my login after I left. I swear I didn't know I was part of something illegal. I didn't know if she was lying or not. And that was the problem. I couldn't trust anything she said anymore. She noticed my hesitation and broke down again. I ruined everything, didn't I? I nodded slowly. Yeah, Lena. You did. She covered her face, sobbing. I'll do whatever it takes to fix this, she whispered. Therapy. Counseling. Telling the truth. Anything. Just please don't give up on me. I looked at her. Really looked at her. This wasn't the confident, charming woman who walked out 2 weeks ago. This was someone shattered by her own mistakes. I'm not giving you an answer today, I said quietly. I need time. She nodded, wiping her tears. I'll wait, however long it takes. She turned to leave. then stopped and whispered without looking back. Ethan, I never stopped loving you. Even when I was being stupid. Even when I was lying. I never stopped. She walked away slowly, her figure shrinking down the hallway. And that's when the real question hit me. Could I ever love someone again who broke me this deeply? That answer, I still didn't know. And maybe that's the real ending. Not a clean resolution. Not a perfect revenge. But the truth that sometimes the real battle begins after the betrayal. The battle to figure out who you are now and whether your heart can trust again. Because trust, once broken, never returns the same. And I wasn't sure if mine would return at all.